Today we will see what is cloud computing. Okay, so we will start with the traditional IT method. What is the traditional IT method was? So basically, whenever we want to host a website, we have to buy a server. This server manage our website. Okay, so whenever we manage our website, we need CPU and RAM for computing by server. Server contain of CPU and RAM, data, database, and network. CPU and RAM provide us the computing power. Computing power means it is the brain of our server. Data useful for storage. It help us for storing certain amount of data, and databases help us in the structured way of data. Structure means you can say it is a form of row and columns. Okay, and network provide us the capability to send our data frame from one IP address to another IP address. So basically, router player perform a role to send that data frame from IP address to a certain IP address. Router know where to you have to send that data from one IP address to another IP address, and switch distributed that data among the different clients or server. Okay, so this how the servers works. Now we will see what the traditional and cloud has bring the changes. In traditional infrastructure, we can see that if anyone want to maintain a server, so basically he need to buy the server, he need to maintain cost, time, his time would be wasted for doing all those things. And if a user buying a cloud computing any services like AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, in this condition he didn't need to buy any kind of servers or anything else. Everything will managed by the third party. Okay, so how the cost will affect it in traditional way and in cloud computing. So in traditional way, cost would be easily affected because you need to buy a place for maintain that server. You need to bought the whole infrastructure, and as much as your company's demand increases, the server also increases. This will affect to the cost because you need the lands of area for this. Maintenance cost will be high. You need to provide ACs for that server during maintenance time, and if any problems occur, you need to look into it. But in cloud computing, whole infrastructure and everything we maintained by the provider will look in everything. You didn't need to worry, you need to only buy the server, and you have to policy as pay as you go. How much you will use, that much you have to only pay. And what did the scalability means now? What does the scalability means take an example. You have a PC, okay, and this is traditional way, this is cloud computing way. In this PC you right now need 8 GB RAM, okay, and you right now need 8 GB RAM here. But if you want to reduce RAM, but you have already bought it, you cannot you can reduce it to 4 GB, but your 4 GB will be wasted at that moment, and you need to pay a full 8 GB RAM price. But in cloud computing, if you do it to 4 GB, you only need to pay 4 GB RAM price. Okay, just take one more example. Let's take a scenario. For right now you are running an application, okay, and this application required a low end processor. Okay, so at this moment you have to you have buy low end processor in traditional IT infrastructure. Okay, and after that you required high end processor for running different uh, application. Then you again you have to buy high end processor. Okay, that would not be appropriate method. If we come to the cloud computing, whenever you want to get a low end processor, you can order it, and you will get the low end processor and you can use it. Whenever you have used, you can return it back and you will get and whenever you need high end processor, and they will provide you high end processor. Okay, that what's the computing providers. Okay, and what is maintenance? Maintenance means there are different servers and everything will be maintained by uh, our cloud. You do not need to take any care. They will add extra layer of security by providing the replicas over the multiple region. When just think you have buy any server over Bombay, and you find that there is an earthquake in Bombay and your all servers goes down. Okay, so there is a long loss on your company. When you use cloud computing provider, if any server goes down due to any disaster, it can provide us the new servers on different location. Your data is replicated on different server, your data may not be lost. And security, coming to security, the cloud provider also have the security. It provides us the additional layer of security for vulnerable virus and etc. Your data loss will be zero in any problems. So we can see there are three different types of cloud models. First one is the private cloud, second is the public cloud, third one is a hybrid cloud. So what is the private cloud stand for? Private cloud means, whenever, just take an example, you are from an any army situation, okay, so there is a data which is crucial for country. Okay, so this data cannot be leaked, and you can't share this data over any cloud provider or anything, because this data should be secure at any cost. So at this moment, they create their own cloud. Okay, different, there are many companies, security companies, which prefer their own cloud. So what does this cloud provide? Cloud service used by the single organization, not exposed to the public. These clouds are used by single organization, and these cannot be viewed by other clouds. Okay, the company will have the full control over this cloud. No one can access rather than them. Okay, but this cloud meets specific business. This is not for means when you go for Google or AWS, there are many services, but this private cloud have specific services which are required for this business. Okay, so for private cloud, there is a great example, that Rockspace. This is a private cloud. And coming to public cloud, this cloud service are owned by different companies, just as AWS, Azure, GCP, Google Cloud Platform. And these company are maintained by the different third party companies, but owned by third party company, but used by the clients. Okay, what is hybrid cloud? If any company want to take the secure data as well as use for benefit, means cheap use of data also. So this help us in hybrid cloud. How hybrid cloud works, I will explain you with example, that would be better. So basically, think you have a company where you have the banking details. Okay, this banking detail should not be viewed to the customers. Okay, this cloud platform should not view the banking details, but this bank is also hosting a website. So hosting a website, it will use public cloud, and for storing data, it will use private clouds. So this is the combination of private as well as public cloud. Okay, that we call as hybrid cloud. Okay, we will look into the characteristic of the cloud computing. On demand service, self service, means whenever you require any processor on any operating system, any virtual machine, so cloud provided, means it's not it's on demand service. Whenever you require RAM, you require processor, it will available for you. Okay, so basically what it means, whenever you want to buy any PC, it takes certain days. In traditional method, you need some time to get that PC, while in cloud computing, whenever you need it, you will get it. Okay, broad network access. Broad network access resources are available over the network and can be accessed by desired client platforms. Okay, that's what's meant by broad network access. Multi-tenant and resource pooling. Multiple customer can share the same infrastructure and application with the secure and privacy. Okay, multiple customer can serve from the same physical resource. Rapid elasticity and scalability. Automatically and quickly acquiring and dispose resource when needed. Quick and clearly scale based on the demands. Measure service. Use in measure, user pay correctly for what they have used. This is measure service. Now we will look what are the problems solved by cloud and what are the advantages. So flexibility. We can change resource time when needed. Okay, we can change resource type when we need it. It is cost efficient. We need to pay as you go. We will pay for the service which we have used. Scalability. We can adjust the strength of our resource, use harder software or soft software. Okay. Elasticity. We can scale out and scale in easily. Okay. High availability and fault tolerance. The provider have data center across the globe, means there will be no fault tolerance, there will be no delay to getting your data. Agility. It is used for fast and rapid application development. Type of cloud computing. There are three types of cloud computing. First is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. Okay, so in infrastructure as a service, the application, data, runtime, middleware, and operating system is managed by user, and visualization, server, storage, and network are managed by the provider. This is application. In infrastructure as service, but in platform as service, the application and data will managed by user and everything be managed by cloud. In software as service, everything will managed by cloud. So we will look into the example of it. So best example of infrastructure as service is EC2 instance. It is a virtual machine. which will the data you need, it will manage by user. And other things like storage, networking, visualization, and networking, this all managed by AWS. Okay. And platform as service, you need to manage application and data. So it is based example Elastic Beanstalk. Elastic Beanstalk is used for hosting a website. You only need to post your code, and everything, that auto scaling, load balancer, and everything managed by the cloud provider. And in software as service, the everything from zero, everything will manage by cloud. Best example is Go Gmail. Gmail is the best example of software as service. Okay. So best example is Netflix. Netflix is hosting on cloud. So you can see that most of the time, whenever you stream any uh, movie or anything, the data is coming cloud. There is no delay on over it, and many popular apps application right now is hosting on cloud. That's why the cloud computing is important. Thank you.